What made you go on your villain arc? When my teenage daughter Harper started acting strange after visiting her mom's new place, I knew something wasn't right. She'd lock herself in her room for hours, barely ate, and flinched whenever someone touched her. But what really set off alarm bells was when she begged me not to send her back there for the weekend. I share custody with my ex-wife Karen, who recently moved in with her new boyfriend Tony. Before the move, Harper loved spending time with her mom. Now she was having panic attacks just thinking about going over there. One night, I heard crying from her room at 3 a.m. When I went to check on her, she was curled up in a ball, shaking. That's when she finally broke down and told me everything. Tony had been coming into her room at night, touching her inappropriately, and threatening to hurt her mom if she ever told anyone. My blood ran cold. I immediately called the police, but Tony's cousin was the local police chief. They dismissed Harper's claims as attention-seeking behavior and suggested she was just jealous of her mom's new relationship. Karen refused to believe it too. She accused me of coaching Harper to make up lies because I was bitter about the divorce. I'll never forget the look of betrayal on Harper's face when her own mother called her a liar. I knew the system wouldn't help us, so I started documenting everything. I set up hidden cameras in Harper's room at my house to record her describing the abuse. I gathered text messages, diary entries, and even got her to talk to a child psychologist who confirmed signs of trauma. But Tony was smart. He had connections in the local government, and suddenly every piece of evidence I gathered disappeared from police records. The psychologist's office mysteriously caught fire, destroying all patient files. Even the footage from my hidden cameras was stolen during a random break-in at my house. That's when I met Pete at my local gym. He was an ex-military guy who worked as a private investigator. When I told him what was happening, he offered to help for free. Said he had a daughter Harper's age and couldn't stomach guys like Tony. Pete started following Tony, gathering intel. Turned out Tony had done this before in 3 other cities. He'd date single moms, move in with them, then prey on their kids. He'd always skip town before getting caught. One night, Pete called me with news that made me vomit. He'd found a hidden hard drive in Tony's office containing videos of multiple girls, including Harper. Tony wasn't just a predator, he was selling this stuff online. I sent Harper to stay with my sister out of state, telling Karen she was at a summer camp. Then Pete introduced me to some friends of his, other military guys who handled problems the law couldn't touch. We waited until Karen was at work. Tony was home alone, probably uploading more videos. We cut his power, jammed his cell signal, and went in. What happened next? Let's just say Tony won't be hurting any more kids. The official story was that Tony skipped town after stealing money from his workplace. Karen was devastated, but Harper was finally safe. Pete's friends made sure the hard drives ended up with the FBI, along with evidence linking Tony to similar cases across the country. I know what we did was wrong, but sometimes being a villain is better than being a helpless father watching his daughter suffer. The system failed us, so we made our own justice. Harper's in therapy now, slowly healing. She doesn't know exactly what happened to Tony, but she sleeps through the night again. And sometimes, when I see her laughing or just being a normal teenager, I remember why I did what I did. Karen eventually apologized to Harper, but some trust can never be rebuilt. They have supervised visits now, and Harper's making progress.